Okay, what's up, guys? Night Sky back again with another episode of the SkyCast, and in this week's episode, we have our very, very cool guest, Linkachu.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Linkachu.
Oh no, I'm kidding. um, so Linkachu, how you feeling right now? I mean, it's only been what 2 weeks, 2 weeks, since we hit 2019. How do you feel?
I'm feeling pretty alright about it, Chief. It's
Not bad, not bad. Now, as you all know, Linkachu is a fellow member of N10, and last year was actually a pretty big year for him. Wouldn't you say?
oh yeah, I like gained over 700 subscribers, which is insane. Numbers I could only dream of. So definitely could say that was a good year.
Definitely, yeah. I will link his channel in the description so you guys can check him out afterwards. But I'll just move on to the first question here. So, what are your hopes for this year? I know many YouTubers have already like established their goals for the years, the types of videos that they're going to be doing. So, what about you?
I don't have a direct goal. My goal is very open ended, so I do want to go certain places, but not exactly where. I want to get a feel for a bit of 2018 or 2019. But my bigger goal right now is to see others thrive, like almost all my fellow members of N10 hit 1,000, and even other YouTuber friends hit 1,000, or their goals.
Definitely, yeah. That's definitely something you want to keep in mind, especially like if you don't know like what you're doing yet, then you like you said earlier, just go with the flow. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Just like kind of see like what content you can make, like what do people like, what do people not like, things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let me ask you this though. In regards to YouTube, like how do you feel that you are as a content creator on YouTube? Like do you like think you understand the basics and you can know what to do to move forward or what?
YouTube's constantly changing, so the way you got to do things change. Not in such drastic amounts, but there's always something that's new, and that's what people want. So you kind of got to keep up with the program,
Yeah.
and it can be scary at times. So, but I do feel like I have my feet on the ground, and even if somebody takes me off my feet, I can get right back up.
Yeah, that's definitely a good mindset to have. And especially since we're both part of N10, we always have each other to fall back upon and help
Exactly.
support each other. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why we created N10, or should I say, Radical made N10 or whatever.
Hmm. Yep.
um, but moving on from YouTube here for a second, let's talk about gaming. I mean, this is what it's all about, especially Nintendo. Now, we haven't heard any news of a Nintendo Direct yet, but what are your thoughts? What do you think that they could potentially announce this year?
I'm definitely. I want to. It's more like what I want to see, but it'd be cool to see something, another solid entry in the Pikmin series. I'm recently getting like super in that. I think either we're gonna see some more Zelda and Mario stuff. It's been about a year
Mm,
since any new releases in those series, like brand new, not remakes. New
yeah,
Super Mario Bros.
yeah, definitely.
Deluxe or whatever.
And I mean, there's already so much that's been confirmed for this year alone. Like we have Animal
Exactly. We have
Crossing, we have the Pokemon game, all that jazz.
some big like hitters in the Nintendo series. We're
Hmm
getting some new
And
titles.
and then we also have like the kind of like the titles that aren't really like don't have confirmed release dates. Like Metroid Prime 4 or Bayonetta 3, stuff like that.
Exactly, and I assume we'll probably hear something about them in the coming months or even coming direct.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, definitely. Um, Now, I'll go first here in this part, but something I would really like to see from Nintendo this year, especially because I wanted to see it last year, but it didn't really happen. I'd like to see more focus on, uh, oh man, how do I put it? More focus on like the Classic Edition. Like I know we already had the NES Classic Edition and the SNES Classic Edition. I would really want to see the N64 one. I don't know if they confirmed or deconfirmed it. Do you know?
Hmm. They haven't said anything about it. Reggie said at the point that they didn't have any plans to do so. So I was like, oh, must not like they must not be making it. But then somebody brought it to my attention on Nintendo Cisco. There could also possibly be a Game Boy Classic,
Hmm. That actually be
something like
pretty
that.
interesting. How do you think that would work though? I mean, the Game Boy itself is It's kind of small in a way, but they probably just have all the games within it itself, so you wouldn't have to take out a card or anything like that.
I think like they would size. They might even like make it a console where it's like just a Game Boy, and
Hmm.
then have like HDMI and power ports.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Like, what would the controls be? Would it? Oh, you think like it would just be like a Game
Um,
Boy that has wires that go straight into the TV or whatever?
yeah, pretty much, or something like that. I don't know. It would
Actually,
just be cool.
yeah, that does sound pretty interesting. I feel like Nintendo, like in their classic editions, even though there's only two of them so far, like they've hit like core nostalgia with definitely like tons of people, and
Yeah, yeah.
to hear like them like potentially they could do a Game Boy, that does sound pretty cool.
And like I think if we're getting one almost every year or every other year, um, it's awesome because like eventually we'll get one like a GameCube classic with so many incredible games, like just nostalgia for what I have.
Hmm.
So and it even though I was the NES and SNES were out long before I was born, those are like incredible. So
Yeah.
many, and opened my eyes to even more new series and stuff.
Hmm. Um. Now, in regards to that, you hear how like they could potentially just do like GameCube classics and things like that. But
Yeah.
do you think there'd be like an increased price range for those kinds of things? Because I know like certain GameCube games are like really like some of them are rare, some of them are like really good. So you'd think that there'd be even more that you'd have to pay in order to get them. What do you think?
I think like what they did with the SNES Classic, they put less games on that, but
Mm,
they charged the same price and gave you two controllers, which I don't mind, but I'm scared with maybe like an N64 Classic, you'll get like Mario Kart 64, Mario 64, and like Zelda,
yeah.
and then get like four controllers and then maybe two multiplayer games, which I'm scared about that. Like I'd rather more games and like less extra stuff. But and I wouldn't mind paying the price. If I'm getting more games, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Especially if they have like Smash Bros 64 on there, that'd be pretty cool.
Exactly.
And like fun fact actually, uh my first Smash Bros game was actually Brawl, but then I started playing Melee a little bit more. And then I'm like, crap, I need this game. So I went on like on my Wii shop and they didn't have they only had 64. So I'm like, oh, might as well. And I actually really like 64. I mean, I know it's not one of the popular ones in the series, but I think just because it's simplistic, it's the first title in the series. Like it was introducing something new to the entire like fan base. I think it was really well done.
It was definitely.
In regards to actually first games, I asked Luke this last week, but what was your first game that you played?
Um, I don't have much memory towards that, but like one of the first games I remember seeing was like there was a Tetris 3D game on the 64 and Mario 64 and faint memories of Ocarina of Time.
Mm.
And then the first game I played like myself all the way through was Twilight Princess.
Ah, that's good.
Hmm.
Yeah. I know how like everyone has like their history with like video games. Like oh, I started out like the classics, like the SNES,
Yeah.
or even like before that. Like oh, I had an Atari and things like that. Like it's cool to see like the history of people and like how they started out like with gaming
Yeah.
and things like that, and to see where they are now and how much they love just like the entire genre of video games itself. It's really cool to hear about their stories.
Hmm.
And also, quick tangent back to your YouTube channel. What's going on with your YouTube channel as of now? Like I know you've been doing live streams and things like that, but people want
Yeah.
to know like what you're doing right now.
I'm working through a transition phase. As you may have seen, I've been doing a lot of multiplayer games on stream, Smash Bros specifically.
Mm.
And I want to kind of go away from that and focus more on single player games. I want to try new games and have my experience shown online, and I also want to try a new format of video, as you kind of saw in my Skull Kid video.
Ah, yes. Yeah,
So
that was actually a really funny video. I remember when you uploaded it, like you told me just like go watch this video like right now. Like you wouldn't let me say it like say anything. You're just like just go watch it right now. You won't regret it. How many views did that get? Like 400 something,
it's
right?
it's almost at like 500,
Dude, that's
480,
crazy.
I think.
I remember we were actually like when it was released, we we were like continuously just like checking back and like, dude, it went up like 10 views and just kept
Yeah.
going higher and higher. Like it's really cool to see, like especially like videos like those, or like people like it's, I wouldn't call it clickbait, but like it's kind of almost like we get people's attention. You're like, oh crap, let me click on
Yeah.
this, something like that. I remember I only had one video like that, and it was like something I think I uploaded it last year. It was my like glitch for Splatoon that I did a while back, and it got like 1.7 thousand views.
Yeah,
Last
those
time I
kind of
checked.
videos do really well.
And that was the last one that actually got that high. So, oh well. I just gotta find something else that I can do to get more views or whatever. Um, oh, that also kind of brings me to something else. So, I don't know if you heard this or not. It was a Game Explain video, I believe, but the was it like the president of Nintendo? Like they talked
Oh,
about the potential future, like if the console
oh, I don't
market
even.
started going down or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
what do you think about that?
I absolutely hate it. I like it scares me because just like the other night I was reminiscing on like how great Nintendo is and just like I can't wait for future.
Yeah.
But like I feel like the way that they're going, I may never ever be able to relive some of the feelings that I had like growing up.
I know what you mean.
And I also don't want that because I want to share those kind of feelings with future generations, being excited for new games. And if they move to a mobile market, I don't think we'll ever see that kind of feeling again.
You think about that, like I never really think about this, but like you don't think of a time where video games don't exist anymore. I mean, like do you
Exactly.
like the present here and now, and like for the past couple of years, like all you think about is like, oh, what new games are coming out? Like, oh, like how are they gonna
Exactly.
do better than last year? Like you don't think about an end for video games at all. Like
And
it's
it's such a growing market.
yeah,
Like with
yeah.
the craze of Fortnite, it put a lot of people buying consoles and stuff. Like people who would never probably have thought to see themselves as gamers own consoles and like
Yeah. You have all these like different like creators, these different like pro
exactly.
players. I mean, like think of the communities that have built out of like have been created based off of just like some of these games. Like I know the Smash Bros community, like it's
Exactly.
huge. It's huge. It has, you know, like the different subdivisions that like the tournaments and like just the different kind of fan bases. It's really amazing like how far video games have come, and you just can't see it ending anytime soon.
Exactly. And to think that there is even something could possibly happen for it to end is just ridiculous.
Yeah, but I think you know what? Honestly, I feel like it's kind of a good move for Nintendo to start thinking about like, or not start to think about like, but have
Like
like that thing in the back of my mind, like, okay, so if this does like if the game like console market like does start to decline, how can
I
we bounce back from that?
I see that point like, but it's like it's something that's scary.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, like it's like that one thing you never want to happen at all in life.
yeah. Like honestly, like I feel like if it does happen, and by the time it comes, I feel like I'd be more adjusted to the thought. Like maybe if that does happen, like nobody's playing console games by that point.
Yeah, not even just that, but like PC games, like those are really popular, especially like mobile games too. But the focus could shift away from consoles and more to the mobile platform. I possibly I don't know.
But a lot of the mobile games that are out there, people only play for a month and don't ever touch them again. There's some people who continuously play them, but for me, I play like Mario Run. I played that for like 3 weeks. Done. Played
And then just like stop.
Animal Crossing. Played that for a week. Never touched it again. Like
Yeah, actually, fun fact: the only reason why I have mobile games itself is just because I play them when I'm not playing video games at home, so that way I can,
or
yeah, because like it passes the time in order to do stuff like that. So
yeah,
that's the
like
only reason.
you're on the road or like
Yeah, like when online games won't work, like oh, might as well just play mobile games for a minute or two until the
exactly.
internet comes back up. Yeah, well, I hopefully nothing bad happens, and as far as I'm concerned, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, like the big companies, like big gaming companies, the other gaming companies, I'm pretty sure that they're going full throttle. They're doing extremely well right now, especially like today's day and age.
Hmm.
So yeah. Now back to like this year for Nintendo. I feel as if we besides the games already confirmed, we might get like some small teases at like a different kind of Nintendo Switch, because you know how like they changed the models of the 3DS like a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
I could potentially
I,
see like a 3DS XL. I mean, not 3, Switch XL or something.
I feel like that might not be as possible due to how the Joy Cons and everything work, but like I could see maybe. I don't feel like they would change it as much as they do the 3DS because a Switch is expensive and
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
a lot of people don't want to be buying another Switch almost every year.
And think about it too, like if you have like a Switch XL, how big are the Joy Cons gonna be? Like
Yeah, and
I
I
feel
feel
like
like the
Wii
Joy
remotes or something.
yeah, yeah. I feel like the Joy-Con should be something that should work on all Nintendo Switch consoles.
Hmm.
So,
I saw somewhere like there's like a bunch of like fan made images, but there was like a Nintendo Switch, but it had like a it kind of had like a 2DS kind of look. I mean, it was a square, and the Joy Cons were built into like the just the flat surface, so it was kind of like a 2DS in a way. I don't.
like it was just like the controller was built into it.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about that though. I mean, the entire kind of premise of the Switch is that you can take the controllers off and have the different modes. Whereas if you just have that, it's kind of like another 3DS in a way.
Exactly.
But at least you have the better graphics though.
Hmm.
But yeah, as far as like different variations of Switches, uh, I could possibly see a Switch XL. I just don't know if Nintendo's on board for that kind of stuff yet. I mean, the way the Switch is selling right now, and like the different, and
Yeah,
especially like Smash Bros and all the other stuff, I don't think they need to worry about that anytime soon.
exactly. I think honestly, it is right as it is now. I think all the Switch it needs is games,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a solid library already.
Yeah, that and we need more color variation Joy Cons. We only have like a couple so far. I mean, sure we have like the plain gray ones, but we also have like we have the neon yellow, we have the neon green, neon pink, neon blue, neon red, regular red, and some like the design on like the gray Joy Cons, things like those. Oh, and the Let's Go
Yeah,
Pikachu ones too. I forgot about those ones.
but for the most part, lots of the Joy Cons are pretty plain, and I think like honestly, it'd be cool to see maybe some Zelda or Mario themed Joy Cons.
Yeah.
Um, or because for the most part, every Nintendo Switch console is pretty plain. Maybe the dock's a little bit different, or the
Yeah,
Joy Cons have maybe a little design on them. Maybe.
yeah, I'd love to have like different kinds of docks. So the one I have right now is just like the plain black one because that's the only one they have. But
Look,
I have like the one like it sits on top of the light and has like the Super Mario
mhm,
Odyssey logo that changes color. I have that add-on
mhm.
just because I think it looks cooler than just like
Yeah,
a base black, just boring old dock.
yeah, yeah. And I think another thing they should do, like when maybe Animal Crossing comes out, like what they did with Mario Party, they should bundle it, Joy Cons.
Yes, yes. Maybe
I hope
throw in an amiibo or two there.
exactly like, but I also think about as we were saying that I think that like the Pro controllers are more of their customizable controllers and stuff. Like
Yeah,
there you have the special edition Smash Bros and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 controllers and Splatoon
that's true.
Pro
That's
controllers.
true. Yeah, and I like pro controllers just because like they feel nice, and when they do have like the interesting designs on them, it looks really cool. At least for me.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's Nintendo Switch for you, basically. I mean, think about it. The Nintendo Switch is it's just such a great console, honestly.
It
It
really is.
saved Nintendo from the dark ages.
Yeah, for a bit of the Wii U's life, I was scared to be a Nintendo fan.
Actually, going back to like the Wii U and Wii. Oh wow, this is really scary. I'm talking about the Wii U again. um, I remember, when I had my Wii, I was just like I was surfing around like the Nintendo channel. Do you remember that?
Oh my god, yeah.
Like had like all like the trailers for different games and like hardware and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I remember I came home from like school one day and I saw something that said, "Oh, introducing Wii U." I'm like, "What? What's this now?" So I watched it and I'm like, "Hey, this looks pretty cool actually." I actually had very high hopes for it just because I'm like, oh, we could get new games, and like I saw like new Super Mario Bros. U and just all these different Wii U games. I'm like, oh, okay, this looks really promising. I got it, and I was like, yeah, this is really cool. But then like as the years went by, I started seeing like, wait a second, hold on, some of these games aren't really it, Chief. Well, except they have the really good ones like Splatoon and Smash Bros. And Mario Kart. Like those are the good. Those are one of the few of the greatest games that are on.
I feel like the Wii U was more of like a party console. Kind of did what the Wii did, but like worse. Like it was more just for like groups of friends and stuff.
And I've heard this a lot, and I actually never realized it until now. But a lot of people thought that the Wii U was just an add-on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I actually just would have been fine if they just sold the gamepad as an add-on too. I feel like that would have saved Nintendo a lot of trouble. Possibly, maybe just like update the graphics a little bit too, especially since it's just a Wii. But I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess we'll never know. Well, at least we have the Switch now, which is the better version. And look at that. So I think we're gonna end it right here. And to close, do you have anything what you want to say to anyone?
Sub to Linkachu.
Yes, definitely subscribe to Linkachu.
Also, sub to Night Sky. He's great.
Oh, thank you. And
seriously,
subscribe to the Lits. Yeah.
And a genuine Master Sword.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that video.
You probably cut that part out. You're just like.
All right. I will be back next week with another special guest. You will all figure out who it is sooner or later. But once again,
it's probably gonna be Blue Suru.
Oh, we'll see. Yeah, but thank you, Linkachu, for coming on for this episode of the SkyCast. Glad you were here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was a blast.
Yeah, no problem, man. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.